Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of our Let's Play series for Football Manager 2016. This is our save with Ajax, and we're up to episode 4 today, I believe. Last time around, we had our first competitive match, which was good. So we had a 2-2 draw with Rapid in our Champions League qualifier, which is not a bad result considering. The squad wasn't really up to we're still getting to grips with our tactics and all that kind of stuff, and the squad wasn't 100% fit and all that kind of stuff. A few injuries here and there, so it wasn't really a bad result. I'm fairly happy with that and fairly confident we should be okay to win our home leg. So we've got our squad win bonuses here. I'm actually going to go for a high one for the Eredivisie just to make sure that motivation doesn't lapse during the season, because we should be fairly good favourites and should win a lot of our games. So to make sure we don't want to have any sort of just a little bit of extra motivation for the guys if they get a little bit bored at times throughout the season. Alrighty, friendly cup here with Ajaccio, however you pronounce it, French club there. Not really too worried about this. So what we may do, what do I have the settings at? Is responsibilities for first team, friendly matches as me. Alright. I'm going to pause the video, guys. I'm going to run through this friendly really quickly. I'm just going to play a weekend team, so it's not really all that important. So I'll be back in a minute, and we'll keep going. Alrighty, yeah, we're back. We did lose that game 1-0. I'm not really too worried about that. Did play a very weakened team, although unfortunately we did lose Victor Fisher for a 5 to 7 days, so he's not going to be ready for the game against Rapid, which is very disappointing, but unfortunately that's just the way it goes. Alrighty, so next game up is the game against Rapid, which is a very big, massive game for us. If we don't make the Champions League group stages, we're going to lose a lot of money and all that kind of stuff, so we definitely want to do this as much as we can. Loan report, there's no games being played for any of our loan guys, so that's totally fine. I'm just going to leave that for the moment. Nothing important there, just going to keep going through the game. Processing through, training report, not going to look too much of those. I'm just going to sort of leave it for, I'm going to basically examine them every couple of months. Our trainings, how the guys are going, all that kind of stuff, so... under 19s match, I'm not going to let any of these guys play in the under 19s. I'd rather have them available for the Rapid game. Cool, alrighty, so the big game. This is, alright, Leicester's made another big for Vigiva, so 2.2 million. We've offered him a new contract, so I'm actually going to reject this and say the offer's not good enough. We don't want to lose him, I don't want to lose any of our guys at this stage. Match preview. Alright, so it looks like Rapid's playing a little bit more of a defensive formation. The last time they were around, they played I suppose it's a 4-3-3, but they play basically inverted what they've got now. So they had one guy up here, actually these three midfield players actually moved up a notch. So we had the attacking midfielder and then the two guys in midfield, whereas they're going with two defensive midfielders and then one guy in midfield centre. So a little bit more of a defensive formation. Probably going to sit back a little bit more on the hitters on the counter. So I think that's actually going to work into our favour. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just going to go back into the pre-match. Good pitch. I think the Amsterdam Arena is covered, isn't it? Roof, yes. Alright, so that's good. So it means that just because it's raining, it's not going to affect our style of play, which is exactly what we want. Alright, team selection. We have obviously lost Fisher. What we're going to do, we're going to clear the team again. I do this a fair bit just to clear it and just makes it a little bit easier to sort of work out what's going on. So Van Rijn is injured, like I mentioned in the last game. Kenny T is only 79%, so hasn't recovered really well from last game. I think we're going to maybe potentially use someone else if we can. What about Vigiva? Can he play right back? So he's competent at right back, so I'm thinking maybe he's going to come in at right back. Just Kenny T is only 79%, it's not enough really to start a game. So we're going to put Vigiva in at right back. Left back we've got Boylerson is fully fit and Dykes is a little bit down, so we're going to put Boylerson in as our starter. Defensive mid, I think we're going to put in Mr. Nemanja G. He's not really up to scratch again in terms of condition, unfortunately, but that's the way things go. Put him in there. We've got Mr. Richard Lee here, is sort of going to be a backup, I think. In terms of our midfield roles, I'm going to put Serrero in as box-to-box, and I'm going to put... I can either put Mr. Abdelhak Nouri, or I can put Sinkgraven in. I'm going to actually put Sinkgraven in because he's a little bit down on fitness. Would be good to get his fitness up a bit. Milik, he's going to be our starting... Actually, maybe put El Ghazi in as our starter. Because Milik's down to 87% condition, and whereas El Ghazi is 100% basically. We're going to give El Ghazi a start at our striker role. Big call, but we'll see how that goes. Rightio. Lasso show. So for our right roles, I think I'm actually going to give Nuri a start on the right. It's a little bit of a weakened team. It's a little bit of a gamble. I think I'm going to give it a whirl though, see how we go. On the left, I'm going to give Eunice a go on the inside, inside forward role on the left. Alright, for our subs, Riedewald's definitely going to be coming in as one of our subs. Veltman, actually no, he's going to start. I'm actually going to get him to start. So what's his preferred side? Prefers left, which works out well because Heidinger plays on the left and Veltman plays on the right. So we actually have Veltman and Riedewald there. Johnny Heidinger didn't play very well last game, so we're going to give him a bit of a rest. In terms of our subs, we're going to bring Shona in. Milik is our striking sub. We're going to bring Bazouer in, and actually we've only got all our available players are in this as a sub, which is good. So that's our starting team. Lacking match fitness, yeah, that's fine. And captain hasn't been selected. Veltman will take the armband. That works for me. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to pause the video and we'll run kind of stuff. So that should be a lot of fun. So I'll see you all soon. And we're back. Oh, dearie me. Wasn't great, but we got there. It was 1-1 draw. We got through on the away goals rule. We absolutely dominated the match. We killed them in terms of possession, shots on target, and just actual general play. We played really, really well. They went down to 10 men early in the second half. And we conceded, well, the goal conceded was early in the first half as well. So, yeah, so we ended up doing relatively okay, I guess. I'm just going to show you a bit of a couple of highlights and the goals. Turn off the sounds again. There we go. Rightio. So this is the first goal. Just going to move it forward a little bit. There we go. So we did hold possession really well. We're starting to get some of the the really good possession that we want from this tactic. It's still not quite clicking, but I'm guessing that I know that we'll take a bit of time to get some fluidity and get the guys working into the tactic and all that kind of stuff. But it's starting to show some of this. Like we can see here, like it's really good. We've got a lot of guys in the forward third. We've got some people back as well. Lots of movement. So we're actually pulling them out wide as well, creating lots of gaps. Actually, this is. I'm going to give you a bit of spot. This is actually where the gap comes in from here. So what's you should say this is their two centre backs in here. Our forward is he's actually making a run over this way. So he's actually making a run away this way. He's pulling these guys over this way, and he's attracted the attention of both their centre backs. This is their centre mid, one of their defensive mids, I think. No, it's not. Who on earth is that? That is wowzers. What on earth is that? He's not even showing up, is he? That must have been after the substitution. Anyway, I'm assuming this is probably one of the centre mids. This looks like their fullback. This would be their winger. Yeah, so, and then St. Graven's kind of coming out here. He's pulled this guy to formation. And then Nuri runs into the gap in here. And absolutely brilliant finish. So look at that. Good goal. That's exactly the type of goal that we want to create. Nice, patient football. Pulling them open, creating some spaces and getting our guys running in. So that was a really, really pleasing goal. This goal that they scored was rubbish. It was from a... See here from a throw-in. It was just a bit of a hit in hope, really. It was just I don't know. It just wasn't very good defending. We just didn't close them down well enough. See there, left that space open. And there, just Boylerson didn't do his job properly. He didn't have the best of games, and he left that space open there. So those were the goals. I don't think there's really too much analysis to really do in this game. The team's not really up to fluidity in the tactic yet, so I don't really think there's a huge amount of point in doing that. So. Anyway, that's all good. So we're through. We're through by the skin of our teeth. Definitely not playing our best, but we'll get there. So all that matters is we're through to the group stage. So that is really, really good. I think we're through to the group stage, aren't we? We should be. Oh no, best place playoff. Oh, dearest, we've got another game to go anyway. That's fine. Eunice is picked up a bit of an injury as well, so he'll be out to 5 to 7 days. That's okay. Nuri made his debut, which is good. Boylerson. Indicator has some concerns regarding the team talk. I'm actually going to ask Klaassen to intervene because the team talk was justified. Basically, at the end of the game, I said that he was the team was a bit lucky to get away with it. Most of the players were fine with that. Boylerson didn't like it. He can be a little bit of a wuss sometimes, so we're going to try and get Klaassen to talk to him. Try my best, but it's difficult to talk to at the moment. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I'm going to talk to him. Doesn't have to go outside the office. I think you were too harsh on the team. I understand you have concerns. Let's just see if we can both get on with our jobs as normal. You're right. Sorry, boss. I'm confident in your ability. I'll concentrate playing my football. Good. That worked out well. which is good. Yeah, Sincraven played really well, so obviously had an assist rating of 9, which is good. Lots of passes completed. Played very, very well, so he's going to be a brilliant player. I'm not sure if we can get the attribute changes here like we used to be able to. Hopefully we do. Hopefully it just looks a little bit different. Hopefully we can actually see what the attributes are changing from that front screen. Alrighty, so that was good. So we're through. We're through. That's really all that matters. And we're through the next round, the best players playoff. And hopefully if we do all right there, we get through the group stages, so that would be good. Some offers here, not really interested in any of those. The BT match, when is that? Schedule B fixture is tomorrow, and we don't have a game for another 3 days. So who's there? Boyer, Diedrich Boyer can play because he's not going to be playing much in the normal team. Victor Fish is definitely not going to play, so that's fine. We're just going to leave. Our second choice goalkeeper can have a run out in that game, which is cool. Alrighty, so we're going to keep going. Keep going through, see what happens. Alrighty, Almere City is an affiliate. So I might as well have a look in here. I do sort of do this every now and again to basically have a look in the, where are we? The team. Overview. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So I actually sort by potential abilities compared to our players. So this is the way you can actually see if they've actually got sort of any good talents that you can actually maybe pick up. So there's no one in the first team. I'm actually going to double check the rest of their teams. Overview and potential ability. So there's not really anyone. It's a few decent people. 16 years old there. It's only 2.5 stars though. I think 3 stars is going to be our minimum. I know you can get some decent players in 2.5 stars, but I think 3 stars, given they've got so much talent, I'm actually going to go with the 3-star rule for new recruits, and there's no one in there, so that's fine. AZ scouting reports. How are we going with our tactical fluidity? Still not there. Still going to be a few games away, so we're just going to keep going like that. Training. How's training going? That's fine. I think I'm actually give our guys a rest today. How are they going with their conditioning, though? Yeah, a lot of them are quite low. They've played a few games in a few days, so I'm actually going to jump in and give them a rest day. Give them a rest day today. There we go, rest day. That's good. Cool, and then they have a couple of days of match preparation, things like that, and play the game, so that should be fine. There's a fairly decent gap between the next game, so they'll get lots of rest there. Just to make sure they're ready for the first game of the Eredivisie season. Because obviously AZ, usually a pretty decent team, so it'll be interesting. Competition review, that's nothing really has changed there, so I'm not going to bother looking at that. Backroom advice meeting. Lots of advice, usually most of this is a bit rubbish. Defensive midfielder, it's Mexican, not interested. Brazilian, no. English, no. I'm actually going to change this. So Daly St. Graven is currently seen as a hot prospect. He should be seen as rotation. He will be getting a fair few games, so I'm actually going to take that advice. Same with Nuri there. I'm going to change those. Potential players, tactical team shapes. Yeah, that's fine. This is a bit of interesting. Some interesting more advice. You actually didn't get this in the last version. So obviously they're giving some more specific advice about pushing up the pitch and should instruct our players to close down more and all that kind of stuff. So that's quite interesting. I'm actually just going to stick with our current setup. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not too worried about that. So that should be good. So we got a game in a couple of days against AZ, which should be good. All right. So here's the draw. So who are we going to be playing against? Is Man United a seeded team? Oh dear, there's some really good teams in the unseeded ones as well. Alright, so we're going to go through this. See how we go. Oh, here we go. Ajax. Who do we play? Oh, Monaco. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I think CSKA Lazio would have been worse. Maybe even Fenerbahce. Club Brugge would have been the best one to get. AS Monaco. Not doing too well in real life, but I think they're obviously still quite a strong team in the game. So, like with Moutinho and Bernardo Silva, Tulalan, yeah. So it will be interesting to see how it goes. Not beyond us. They do have El Shaarawy actually transferred arranged. Where are you going? Loaned from AC Milan. Joining permanently. Cool. So he's got him there. He's a bit of a downgrade from the last few seasons. He's not the beast that he was in the last few versions, so that's okay. So we got Monaco. So when's that game? That's 11 days, not too far away. So you got a couple of Eredivisie games before that, so that's fine. We can deal with that. It's not the worst. It's not the best. We'll be fine. We'll deal with it. We'll get there. Cool. Young Ajax won their first Jupiter League game, which is good. Leroy Owusu, a couple of days. That's fine. too worried about all of that. Man United beat Liverpool first game of the season, which looked like that was pretty cool. Ajax Amateurs scouting reports. We're going to double check this, make sure I do the same as what we did last time, just double check the overviews and the potential abilities. There's no one in the senior squad about the reserves. There's only one player in there, so probably not. Ajax Amateurs, I think they're the South African team, aren't they? I believe, from memory. There's only one guy there, and no, he's not any good either, so that's fine. A bunch of messages here, nothing too exciting. Yep, fine. Liverpool won, so who scored the goals there? Depay scored one, Memphis. Yarmolenko scored in his debut. Rooney and Mata. Nice, cool. Alrighty, Eredivisie season is open. Should be interesting. I'd be very disappointed if we don't do well in the Eredivisie this season. If we don't win it, or at least come second. Second would be a failure, but it wouldn't be the worst. If anything lower than that, and I think I'd probably resign in disgust. But yeah, so we should be doing fairly well. PSV usually the biggest strength on the game, and like in real life actually. So Volendam, I'm going to double check them, make sure if they've got anyone interesting that we could pick up. Potential abilities. No, it's a 3-star there. 19-year-old centre back. Actually going to scout him. We're going to add him to the shortlist and actually scout him for a month, I think. Always interested in picking up good Dutch talent. Reserve squad, we're going to double check them. Nope, no one there. And under 19s, no one in there, so that's fine. All good. A few of our guys are going to get some coaching qualifications, which is good, so they'll obviously be better coaches after that, so that'll be very, very good. 40,000 season tickets, which is good. So, nice bit of money for us there. Alrighty, AZ versus Ajax, which is good. So, good pitch. The weather is good, which means we can play our football. We don't have to play long or anything like that. We can play our possession football, which would be good. Where's the results? Where's the odds? Where can I see them? They're here somewhere. They should be here somewhere, shouldn't they? What about pre-match stat pack? Nope. The odds are a good way to see actually how your team is going to, how they're actually going to play against you. Can't see them any here at the moment, so that's okay. Anyway, we're going to go to team selection. We're going to clear our team again. Actually, no, we're not, probably. Most of our guys are okay. They're not 100% up to full, full fitness yet. Most of them are good in terms of sharpness. Just conditions are a little bit low. It's not too bad though. Right, so we're going to take Eunice out of there. Sink Raven's a little bit low on conditioning as well, so I'm actually going to take him out of the lineup for the moment. So who have we got to put in? So we need a left inside forward and a centre mid attack. Victor Fish is not fit enough yet to play in the inside forward role. I think I'm actually going to put maybe... Options we've got, either put Lassashoni in, put El Ghazi over there and put Milik in as a striker. I think I'm actually going to do that. I'll put El Ghazi in there, and he will be a good inside forward because he is actually right-footed, so because he's playing on the left, he will obviously make him cut in a lot more. So he should be totally fine to do that. Yeah, good. Alright, so that is fine. I think we're going to give Jody Heininger a go. Give him a start. Riedewald played last time around. We'll see how we go there, so... Give Heitinga his first game of the season. Kenny T is going to play right back for us, so he wasn't fit enough for the last game. Van Rijn is still injured. He's going to be out for a couple more weeks, so that's okay. Sinkraven's going to be in the lineup, and Victor Fisher is going to miss out for this time around, so that's okay. Lasse Schöne, I think I'm going to put him in for Nuri, and I think Nuri is going to play as the centre mid attack there. And Mitchell Dykes is going to be play as in place of Boyleson. Boyleson didn't play very well last time around. And everyone else is pretty good. They're all pretty decent in terms of condition and form and all that kind of stuff. So I'm fairly happy with that. There's not really anyone else that I want to put in. I may as well put Victor Fisher in. You've seen we've got a spot. He won't play, but that's okay. Cool. Righty, done. So submitting the team. I'll come back to it once we've actually done the game. Continue. Oh, here's the odds. So AZ actually are the favourites, which is interesting. So they're probably going to be quite an attacking team. I think I'm going to go with our stock standard formation to start with, and we're going to change it up too much. Do you think Ajax can get off to a winning start? Preparation complete, and I know the lads will get a good result. Of course they will. So they're going with this sort of formation, a 4-2-2-2, I guess, or 4-2-4, whatever you want to call it. So not a bad formation. Obviously, a lot of space in the middle of the pitch there. Two centre mids should do quite well. Having the two forwards is not a problem. We've got our 3 triangle here. Defensive guys here, we should be fairly okay with that. So in terms of formation, we should be okay. Should be quite interesting though. Alrighty guys, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back in a tick. Alright everyone, and we're back, and what an absolutely brilliant game. We absolutely dominated them, absolutely slaughtered them. We dominated in possessions, in shots, and general play was absolutely brilliant. So, sort of the first game that we've seen all the way through from pre-season up to our first few competitive games. This was the first game we actually played the football that I basically want to be playing. Lots of retained possession really well, very, very patient and opened them up, lots of good movement, lots of off-the-ball movement, and all of our guys played really, really, really well. The only negative to come out of the game was actually lost Sillison in the 9th minute to a broken finger, so I'm suspecting he's going to be out for a little while, which is unfortunate. But our backup goalie did really well, and he had to make a couple of saves, which was good. So I'm going to show you the highlights. Just turn the sounds off a little bit loud there. Alrighty, so this is the first goal. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit. So hopefully, I think most of these show some of the really good interplay that we got. Actually, big feature of this game was Kenny T doing brilliantly down this right hand side. So many times he did sort of open up this area, and as you can see, Drew actually having all these players in here just drew them all into the middle, and then we had huge amounts of space on the sides. As you can see here, Dykes down the left hand side just had huge amounts of space. It was probably the biggest feature of the game, and it was a result of their formation. El Ghazi had a really good sort of put away there, which was really, really good. But that was made by our fullbacks there. So it was a feature of the game, like I said, due to their formation, that they were sort of very, their formation looked like they were very open in the middle, if you sort of see it up here. But in practice, what happened is their number 5 and 19 players actually played very, very narrow. Probably basically to try and compensate against the fact that we had a one-man superiority in midfield. And then they didn't actually use their strength, which was their width. So they didn't actually play to their strength really. So we did really well. So that was the first goal. This is the second one. Shona with an absolutely ridiculous free kick. Look at that. Oh my god, what a goal. Absolutely nailed it in the top left-hand corner. So that was really, really good. So great goal from him. She ended up getting 3 goals. So he was our man of the match by far. That was a good throw-in, and then Shoney just found a little bit of space there and just tucked it away. So even though he was playing on the inside forward right role, he's not really suited to that role in terms of his stats and stuff. He's not very quick, but that's what I've actually found in previous versions of the game, that he just gets into such good positions and just does such a good job. This was a penalty that we won, so this was actually Shoney converting the penalty, so it was quite an easy penalty. It was definitely a justified penalty as well, so I can't actually remember who won it. I think we come in here and actually see it. So Nuri actually had a brilliant through ball there, and Milik, it looks like he got hacked down by one of their defenders. So Nuri played absolutely brilliant through ball. This is the type of goals that I want to score. If you see here, actually you sort of have a look about what happened. So we see Serrero just knocks it across to, and then Nuri finds some space here, which is really good. So this is basically because of our outnumbering in midfield. This is their two sort of, where's their midfield guys? So it's 17 and 10. So Henriksen and Rienstra. So this is their 2 midfield guys. They're actually meant to be in sort of midfield positions, defensive midfield positions, but because we sort of outnumber them, they actually get drawn out here, which creates a huge pocket of space in this open area here. This is their these 2 guys are their central defenders, and obviously these are their 2 fullbacks. You actually see here, because we're creating so much space in this middle area, and there's lots of space in between their lines because we're pulling them out wide. Because we got Shone, maintain his position out wide here. So Nuri picks up the ball there, and then just slips such a big gap in through here, and Milik just runs through onto it, forces the error, and we get the penalty there. So that was really, really good. So that's that goal, and we're going to pick up this one here. So it was a good goal. Nuri then again. So there's his Kenny T, creating lots of space on the right. The overlap, we're basically 2-on-1. El Ghazi sends it in, and Milik just has the poachers finish there, which is absolutely brilliant. So that was all the goals. The rest of the game sort of petered out a little bit, made a few substitutions, and slowed the game down a bit. So that was really, really good. So definitely a feature of the game. I'm just going to show you a couple of things in the summaries. I'm just going to exit the highlights. There we go. In the analysis over here, we're going to jump into the player analysis over here. Going to jump into Kenny T. This is his. If I think it's set up all right. Yeah, this is his received passes. So what we can see here is this huge big clump of passes out here on the right. So this is obviously we're attacking towards this end, towards the left-hand side of the pitch. You actually see all these passes he got out here. So this just shows that time and time again he made himself available for passes out here, which given that this formation is very sort of dependent on the fullbacks, the wing backs, actually making the space out on the width on the right hand side, or on both sides, the width on the pitch. They're really the only source of width, so very important to actually sort of get this. And we've come over to Dykes, who was the other one. He did the same thing, not quite as much, but you still can see he's got a lot of sort of received balls out here on the left, out very quite wide as well, so very wide, so almost on the on the touchline. So that is very pleasing to see. In terms of, actually look at Shoney, I didn't actually have a look at him earlier, so I did sub him off a little bit before. We're going to look at his movement. I don't think there'll be a whole lot, so he didn't actually run, because he's not quick enough basically. Never actually ran past anyone. But that is average positions. Attacking midfielder right with the ball, without the ball, and overall. So this is quite a cool little new feature thing. You actually see with and without the ball. So you actually see which positions your guys actually take up in offense and in defense. That is quite cool. So actually a really interesting feature. I haven't actually worked out quite why it happened yet. Was El Ghazi, who was playing the inside right, inside left, attacking midfield, inside forward left role, I should say. So the attacking midfielder left position. His position he took up, so obviously he should have been sort of higher left, you would have thought generally, but his actual positions, he was very narrow. So if you look here, with and without the ball, he was basically another midfielder, which was very interesting. If we compare him to, I guess Shoney was as well. He was sort of the the other inside forward on the other hand side. If you look at his positioning over here, he's with and without the ball. They are really quite narrow for inside forward. So if we look, and then we jump into Kenny over here, Kenny T, and get off. Only negative I'd say about the new Pro Zone thing, the stats and stuff are brilliant. There's not really, it's hard to see actually what you've got selected. So for example here, like we've got received passes, but it doesn't really show us here. Like it's not showing unless we actually open up this tab. It actually say. It would be good to have actually like a clear all button. If you just clear everything and start again, would be really good, rather than because sort of retained, so it can be a little bit difficult. Anyway, that's enough of my little rant. So if we look at his with and without the ball positions, he was obviously quite a bit wider over there. So he was sort of that width, and we're going to do the same with Dykes over here just to make sure that was all working. Take off his passing there, and then jump into his average positions with and without the ball. So he was really quite wide. So this gives you an idea in terms of they're playing sort of on the same width. Shoney was a lot wider than El Ghazi was. So Ghazi played very narrow, which is not a bad thing. Like we massively overloaded them in the middle of the pitch, which is basically what won us the game. So if you're going to Ajax here, these are, so this is the average positions. So we're going to say this is with the ball and this is without the ball. So obviously the green is with the ball and the orange is without the ball. Can be a little bit confusing, but in terms of, you actually see our defending guys didn't really move all that much in comparison of with and without the ball. Also, neither did our defensive mid guys. That is really quite pleasing for me. That is really good to see that they're basically sort of staying in the same area around, regardless of whether we've got the ball. So they're not venturing too far forward, and that is really good. So it's a nice sort of defensive little solid triangle we've got going there. In comparison with our fullbacks, you actually see both of them were a fair bit further forward. Obviously, Kenny T was quite a bit further forward than Dykes, which was quite interesting. We see Shoney out here, he's the number 20 out there, so he was stayed quite wide a lot really in comparison, which is quite good. So he tracked back quite a lot, which is good. And you see here, this is the 21 here, so this is here and here. This is 21. This is El Ghazi, who did actually play sort of in the inside left row. And in comparison to sort of give you an idea, this number 70 here is actually Fisher. We brought him on, I think it was around the 70-minute mark or something. So he actually brought on, this is him playing the inside forward left row, exactly the same role that El Ghazi was playing. But you just see the comparison with how they actually did it, how they actually played. So that was very interesting to see. So that's just quite an interesting little stat to see there. We're just going to jump in and have a look at AZ. So I'm just going to take both of these off, and this is their overall stats, or this is their overall positions. So their back line was set up pretty well, but you see their midfield was absolute jumble. 5 and 19 were actually their wide players, but like I said, they actually got dragged right into the middle, but it still didn't help them. Like this looks like they outnumbered us 4-3, but in reality they didn't, because they were running all over the show too much. Like 5 and 19 got pulled all over the pitch. And they're just leaving gaps everywhere, and then 17 and 10, which are their two defensive mids, got pulled too far forward, left lots of gaps in the middle, and we just absolutely slaughtered them. So a little bit of an analysis there. You can go into it far more. Probably haven't really got some time to do it, guys, but you guys probably don't really want to see it anyway. But yeah, so very interesting, lots of good stats there. So Brilliant match for us. Very, very pleasing. Happy that. Got a whole bunch of achievements here down there as well, which is good. Silasson. This is going to be the interesting one. How long is he? 5 to 6 weeks. It's not too bad, really. Look, we have to bring up a guy from the B team just to give us the cover. Speak about the injury. No, we're not going to do that. Right, fans jubilant after AZ result, which is good. And Shone played an absolutely brilliant role. 9.6 rating, 3 goals. Did an absolutely brilliantly job. So very, very good. Love Shone. He's an absolutely great player. So that is really good. So that's the first game of the Eredivisie season, and we got a brilliant win. So that is very, very pleasing. 30 minutes of the episode, guys. We're just going to run it for a couple of minutes more, probably up until we get to the next Eredivisie game against Willem 2, and then we'll end the episode there, and we'll pick up next time around. So that was good. Cool. So that was good. Ajax lose Silasson. Yeah, that's fine. Good offer of a player. Not interested. Vagiva did accept our contract, which is nice. So that is good. Tied him down for quite a bit. Trenton, the affiliate. So it's another affiliate. We're going to double check here. Make sure see if they've got anyone interesting that would be interesting. Oh, they do have quite a few people. Slovak First Division. So Gino Van Kessel, 22-year-old Dutch player. Attacking midfielder right. Quite quick from what I can see. Can't see all his stats though. Does have some good stats in here though. So Trenton, the Slovak First Division, but though Gino Van Kessel is actually a Dutch player. So he was at Ajax. He actually was at Ajax, and then we sold him on a free. He went to a free to Trenton. So interesting. We're actually going to scout him. We're going to add him to our shortlist for 3 months. He looks like quite a decent player. So 3.5 stars, and we're going to scout him. Let's go for the scouting pool. Most of our scouts are good, so I'm not. Oh dear. Most of our scouts are good, so I'm not too worried about doing this. I'm just going to scout him for a month. Hopefully, we should be able to reveal most of his stats there, so that's good. Potential ability, so Kessel there, that's Van Kessel as well there. So we've actually got Matis Bero here. He's obviously a Slovakian at 19 years old. He's an AMC. Good off the ball, some decent physicals. Technique's 5 though, so probably not really interested in 5. Technique obviously is like a stat that means, like vision shows you what they can actually, excuse me, tells them like, allows them to see potential options. Technique is sort of, I guess, a bit of one where it's, it allows them to pull off difficult moves and things like that. So even though like maybe he can see lots of good passes and stuff, a lot of time he's not being able to maybe actually execute them because his technique is quite low. That's what actually see this from his stats down here. He's actually pass completion rate. 71% for league, so 2 league starts, 84% for continental in 4 starts, and 75% in 1 appearance for the a non-competitive start. So not really high enough for what we want. So not really going to be interested in him. I'm just going to leave him there. And that's pretty much. Oh no, we got Wesley here, who is a Brazilian, 18-year-old Brazilian striker. No, not really interested. Cool. All right, so that's that one. What about their under-19 squad? And they've got no one in there, so that's fine. Cool. Start scouting one of those players, which is good. The squad for the European Champions League playoff is going to do the same squad, which is fine. A few injured players in there, but I'm not really too worried about that. Offered us a player. Yep, not interested. That's good. And yep, 5 days until our next match with Willem too. So we're actually going to play quite a weakened team, especially it's a home match. And we've got the game against AS Monaco a couple of days later. So that's interesting. We're going to have a quick look at the team report here. We're going to do a bit of a comparison or overview comparison. Current abilities compared to our players. See what their dangerous players are. So Lucas Anderson's obviously on loan to them. He's one of our guys. And he's the only one. I think there is a few other guys on loan there, but that's all right. So they don't really have any 2 major players. Zivkovic is another Ajax player on loan. Can these guys actually play against us? Contract info. Can play against own team. He can actually. That's a bit of a silly clause to put in. Anyway, that's fine. Hopefully they don't come back to hurt us. Scandinavian player there. Cool. Davy Klaassen. I'm actually going to give him a 45 minutes in the under-19s match. Eunice, we're not. He is not high enough condition yet, so we'll just give him a bit of a rest. Get his condition back up. Udinese, 2.2 million for Van Rijn. Not even close to being worth enough, so we're going to reject that. Hopefully Van Rijn doesn't kick up a fuss. He's got a contract until 2018, only 10.25k, so I don't think he's really worth anything extra anyway. A few scouting things in there, not really interested in any of those, so that's fine. Oh, he does want to improve deal. Deary me. They all want damn improved deals, don't they? Very patient negotiator, prefers his clients to remain at their clubs. I'm going to reject the request and see if we can get him to do about it. Feels he deserves a new contract. I'm actually going to try this one. If I offered improved terms, every player rejected bid for the club will be bankrupt. Don't be so silly. Good backfire. We're going to give it a whirl. Can't pretend I'm not least disappointed by I do understand. Alright, cool. Alright, so that's good. Works for me. I may have to try that one a little bit more. Cool. Classroom has resumed full training, which is good, so he's lacking some sharpness, obviously. May give him a run out, actually, against Willem too, and then rest him for the... guys, he's got out for 11 to 14 days. That's a bit of a blow. I never go with the injection, though. I always go for leave to physio, so it's not really worth it. Yeah, give Klaassen a run out against Willem too, and then rest him against AS Monaco, so hopefully he's fine for the return leg. Which is what we want. Scouting reports, yeah, it's fine. No one real interesting anyway. All good, cool. Alrighty guys, I think we end the episode here. We'll come back around and play our second Eredivisie game against Willem too. But for now, actually we're a fair way up in familiarity as well, so that's quite good. So we should get full fluency quite soon, which is awesome. Yep, so I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Had a really good win, which was awesome, and hope you're enjoying the series. Hope you'll stick around. Should be good. Probably won't start showing every single match. I may skip through a few of them here and there, and doing a little bit, so we get through a little bit more. So just for the start of the season, while we get up to scratch and just show you guys, how the tactic is playing, all that kind of stuff, I will show them. But obviously, I will sort of. We'll start getting through, getting through the game a little bit quicker, a little bit later on. So that will be interesting. Van Ryan's resumed full training, which is awesome. Alrighty, guys, getting in the episode here. Hope to see you all for next time. And as always, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video. That would be really, really appreciated. Hope you've all had a wonderful day, and I'll see you all for the next episode. See you soon, guys.